Hey, it's Glam, and it's definitely with a heavy heart that I make this video. This will be a part 1 because I have a lot of information. First thing I want you to do is look how long the collision alert is going off. Now, air traffic control would have seen this. Look how many seconds that collision alert is going off. That would have been enough time for a helicopter to change trajectory. And I'm going to read this. Less than 30 seconds before the crash, an air traffic controller asked the helicopter if it had the arriving plane in sight. The controller made another radio call to the helicopter moments later. Pat 25, that's the helicopter, Pat being priority air transport, usually carrying notable political figures or perhaps high-ranking military. So, they call to Pat 25, pass behind the CRJ, that is our passenger commercial plane. Seconds after that, the two aircraft collided. Now that is an important wording, seconds after that. Surely the warning to direct yourself around the passenger jet should have come more than seconds away. Passengers 6 days prior, Kyle Soluski on X posted this, just showing how close to the passenger aircraft these helicopters were flying. This is from an airline pilot. The NAS has been stretched over and over, and today it snapped. Well, let's look further into that. Right away in our preliminary report, we see one air traffic controller was doing work normally assigned to 2 people. Air traffic control, we're talking about here. Thousands of people's lives every hour, and there's one person doing the job of 2 people. And this from almost a year ago, the FAA moves to accelerate air traffic controller hiring by enhancing the college training program. Pilots of the helicopter are reported as to be wearing night vision goggles. 12 crashes of the Army Black Hawk helicopters since 2014. One of the crashes was a nighttime mid-air collision. 2 Black Hawk helicopters. The pilots were wearing night vision goggles during the training exercise. We have night, mid-air collision, training exercise, night vision goggles. We have a lot in common here. So let's look at the actual FAA's night vision goggles brochure that specifically says they affect your depth perception and limit your peripheral vision. This helicopter needed to see at the side of itself to avoid the carrier plane. And they're wearing night vision goggles that limit depth perception. There is some secrecy currently shrouding exactly where the helicopter took off. Speculation that it actually departed CIA. Now, let's just say the purpose of a PAT helicopter, priority air traffic, is you're taking an important person somewhere. And when I say important, those 3 soldiers were important. But in aviation, the VIP, the PAT designation is generally for high-ranking officials. They possibly could have taken someone to the vicinity of Langley, which, as we know, is CIA headquarters. We're also told, though, that it was a training mission. So perhaps they weren't taking anybody anywhere. And here's the last bit of information of my part 1. From the Defense Post, U.S. Marines are to test autonomous flight with Black Hawk helicopters in 2025. The autonomous technology is called Matrix, and it was demonstrated in 2022, so already 3 years ago. The mission spanned 83 miles, so not a very long distance, and navigated valley terrain and descended to 200 feet, which happens to be the last reported altitude of our Black Hawk helicopter. This is absolutely speculation. But we have some ingredients of a training mission. Night vision goggles, mid-air collision, and the military planning to test this matrix technology which can operate with crew. It doesn't have to be autonomous. This can operate with crew. Pure speculation, could this technology have been in operation? I'm sure it wasn't. But in something like this, I think we have to look at all options and hopefully get answers. I will see you in the comments. Take care.